What is up, guys? My name is Josh. This is Drunk on Shadows Gaming, and we're going to do another episode of Games with Gold. I don't know why my green screen is acting all stupid, but we're doing another episode of Games with Gold with Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes. So this game just came out on Xbox Live. It's free on the Xbox Live Marketplace right now, and we're going to just jump into it, give it a little quick review, and see how it goes. So let's do this, man. Let's jump right into it. No music, okay. Alright. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's fix that. Cool. Alright. New game. So I don't know if this is a regular series and this is like a Sherlock Holmes edition of it, but we'll see how it goes. Starring Sherlock Holmes, Dr. John Watson. It's like a movie so far. The Fate of Black Peter. That's not nice. I want to see how these graphics are too. By pressing L and R simultaneously. This is a long time to load. Okay, cutscene. Oop.
Holmes.
Okay. I thought it was going to be a cutscene, so that's why I turn off the camera. Oh, God. It's just moving the stick. Oh, oh, there we go.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
Crazy Sherlock Holmes.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Confident step. Clinking handcuffs. Policeman.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Uh-oh. Woodmansley, Baker Street.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Evidence. Aww.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Heck.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess made here.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Yeah, that's right. Clean up my mess, bitch. Ooh. I'm going outside.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
What do you mean?
My archive. I can... This is where I keep my post.
Okay. I have to get changed or something? I mean, I am in a robe. There we go. Let us get changed, shall we? Looks good. So you can choose different disguises. There we go. Off to Woodmansley. You can check your casebook while it's loading. It's a pretty good idea.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Oh. Footprints.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Big ass feet. Boots. I'm in Sherlock Holmes vision. Sherlock Holmes vision. Is the person dead? Are they dead? Are they? Are they dead?
Inspector
Okay, we're
Lestrade,
not
when
dead.
will
They're
you
not
remove
dead.
My husband's body. It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Oh.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open. But I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
It's checking her out, checking her out. Oh, I missed something. Anything? Anything? Catholic Rosary. Ah, yes, a crested tit. Ah, yes, the good old crested tit.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Shit. Select the correct answer. Oh my god.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Wait, oh shit, okay. Do they move? Because I think that...
He'd suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you.
Let's try this
soon.
again.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Okay. It's gonna be pilgrimage.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I
It
believe
keeps
it will be
flipping.
less of a
It
burden
keeps,
for
the
you
answers keep
soon.
flipping.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
My goodness.
How do you know about that?
Oh shit, my bad. Your pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. So, evidence. Character portraits. Well, let's have a look around, shall we? Just the footprints there. Oh, can't go in there. Behind the shed? Nope. Oh, maybe we gotta...
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Is that a, Is that a clue?
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Alright, let's go check out the body.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
The scratches.
These scratches are fresh.
My God.
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. It was a
Ew.
terrible way to die. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Size 8, huh?
Old navigation instruments. Nothing interesting. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Harpoons for hunting whales.
There's one missing.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Looks like there's supposed to be something here.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Ah, yes.
Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
So that...
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force
Yummy.
of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
No shit.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Interesting.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Is that it?
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Telephone numbers. It's his bitches.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Okay. Nothing?
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Is that it? Okay.
Mr. Holmes?
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
No? Oh, okay.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Organize an ambush.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Ooh. Alright, everybody. I'm going to end this episode here. I'm going to probably do another episode of this just because I want to explore more of the story. So I'm not going to review it right now. I'm not going to give it a rating right now because I want to see like what the action is like. So far, the graphics and the story seem to be pretty cool, and the act of like investigating clues and stuff seem pretty cool. So it's headed in a right direction. Let's see how the fighting mechanics are in the future, and then we'll give it a rating. So all right, guys, I'm gonna call that an episode. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope. And follow me live at twitch.tv/drunkonShadows. Alright, guys. So this is another episode of Games with Gold. This is on the marketplace right now for free. They just added it, I believe, today with the new month. So, alright, guys. I will catch you next time. So, peace.